Yo, this video is for Alex, and I'm going to show you how you can make beef jerky in the most brain-dead way possible, okay? No fancy shit. I'm just gonna use some meat I got left over, basically. I bought this, but I never cooked it, so I kind of have to use it now. So the whole principle of this is you take something like a grid, like it can be like this thicker, more usual grill of the oven, but even something like this is cool. Again, usually people don't have this. I bought this specifically for this purpose, but even something like this thing here, this is great. Okay, you can use this as well. I'm going to use the thing here instead though, and all you have to do is literally put pieces of, in this case, ground beef, just like this. Okay, wait, it's a bit sticky because it's very wet, but this is the principle. Okay, you lay this on the rack, you put salt on it, and you let it dry out. Basically, you cook it at a very low temperature, something like the lowest temperature your oven allows you to have. You put that and you leave it overnight, or even less if you have a timer you can regulate. In this case, my temperature is like 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know in Fahrenheit what it is, but it's very straightforward. Just put the lowest temperature you have in your oven, put the fan on, don't put the fucking heat resistances on. That doesn't need, it's not necessary. Just put the fan on and the lowest temperature, and that's it. Okay, now I'm going to prepare the ground beef. There is no specific size or thickness, or just like smash some ground beef and lay it on the rack. Okay, and you can salt it either now and you make a mix of beef and salt, or you can just you can smash the beef and place it there and then salt it on top. You decide. I think now I'm going to do the salt on top because it's a bit easier to explain, but you do you. It's very wet. Wait a second. Yeah. All right. Now you take some salt and you just sprinkle it. Fuck, wait. Say you sprinkle it on top of the meat. Like imagine this was a patty. Like you were eating this cooked. Like how much salt would you put on it? That's the reference. Just eyeball it. You don't need to be precise. Worst case scenario, I guess. I don't fucking know. Just add a bunch and that's good. Yeah, that's pretty much it basically. Obviously, this is a very small amount of beef in my opinion. Like, if you have to go to work and you have to bring this somewhere, I would make more. But you know what? Maybe that's actually a good portion for one meal. Yeah, maybe just one. If you wanna batch make it, like make a lot more, you can put it in the fridge or whatever you fucking want, and it's good. Okay, it's very fucking good. I used to have this since I'm carnivore. I used to have this with some dairy product I don't have here, but you just imagine it. Some mascarpone is called. It was very good. I was like fucking scooping. If I have the phone, I don't have the phone. It's charging. I wanted to show you a picture of those stuff. That stuff. It was very fucking good. And yeah, I mean, I'll send you on WhatsApp if you want. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's very fucking easy. How much time passed? 7 minutes. Like there is no time needed to cook this shit. And it's fucking good. So let me think if there is anything else to say. Okay, so if you wanna be precise, like maybe the first time you make it, just leave it on overnight. Okay, make it in the evening and you go to sleep. Next morning it should be ready. And again, there is no specific time limit. You can let this cook or dry out for 8 hours, 10 hours, even 4 hours is fine. Okay, there is no specific time. It just depends on how dry you want it. Obviously, the more you cook it, the drier it is. Maybe you don't like it too dry, maybe you don't like it too wet. Depends on your case, okay? And if you want to be precise, like if you don't want to be extremely safe, you should basically set the temperature over 70 degrees Celsius. If you want to like eliminate any possibility of bacteria growing, it should not be there anyway. I think it, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an expert in this field, so if you want to go in the pasteurization way, you maybe set it at 70 degrees for at least a bit, or maybe for the whole night, okay? I prefer to do it this way because I trust red meat more than other kinds of meats, and yeah, I've never had any problems, so you do you, take this as you want. Yeah, so you can bring this at work, you can just snack on it. I think it's delicious. And it's very fucking easy, okay? No need to do some weird marinade. I've watched so many YouTube videos going over how to make beef jerky, and they were like, oh, you have to take this cut of meat and slice it very thinly, then marinate it with soy sauce, salt, and vinegar. No, okay, you don't need any of that. If you want to be fancy, you can do this. You can take some some powdered broth, okay, this shit that you put in water, this stuff. This is like a broth powder. You can use that instead of salt. This is to make it for sure more savory and more umami, like flavor enhancer type shit, but that's good for me. And yeah, if you not save some more time, you can just pat the meat dry with the towel, or with some paper towels. I didn't do that because it's not necessary. But yeah, the goal with these videos is like to make things as easy as possible. So you have like as little excuse as possible to make this stuff, because this is very fucking easy and brain dead. I hope this video helped you. Let me know in the comments or on WhatsApp, like if you were able to do this. And yeah, by the way, you can do this with any type of meat. I forgot to tell you, you can use ground beef. I think ground beef is very convenient, but if you use any like big chunk of meat, you can slice it thinly. That's also great. How thin? You can be this thick, even this thick. If the thicker it is, the more it will have to dry or cook. So if you go thin, it may be even more crunchy. So it's up to you. Experiment yourself. You cannot go wrong. just do stuff, okay? Bye bye. It's next morning and it's done. I mean, it was done also yesterday. When I came back home, it was late, and I had to taste some of the meat because it was looking delicious. But here it is. Literally, I did nothing. I just slept. I absolutely fucking nothing. This was all done automatically. So basically, cooking time is like that 5 minutes I showed you before. That's crazy. Okay, don't mind the yogurt, and let's mind the meat. As you can see, there is a little bit less than I put because I tasted it some. And let's take, wait, sorry for the lighting, it was probably flickering. But let's say like this piece. As you can see, it is dry. Let's go to the sun. It's like translucent, and then it is also like crunchy, as you can see. Kind of. Let me show you. Nice. Obviously, it will change from piece to piece. For example, the rougher the surface is, the more, I don't know, it will become more, I don't know English, but this is another piece. This was a little bit thicker, so it's not very crunchy, but this is still delicious, okay? And this is the thing about this technique, you cannot go wrong. It is just drying meat inside an oven. There is no specific regulation or anything. They are just trying to dry out meat. Okay, if a piece is a little bit thicker and it's not completely dry out, like this one for example, let's say this looks pretty thin, okay, this breaks like this, it's cool. If this doesn't break like that, it's still cool, okay? So this was how to make with jerky. You can put this into a jar, a glass jar, maybe to keep it dry, throw in a bunch of towels or some salt, just to make it a little bit more salty if it's not salty enough, and to keep it dry. Or even somebody puts, like, you know, rice grains inside a jar to keep the moisture low. You can do that, but honestly, you do you, okay? Yeah, so this was it. I hope this helps you. Send me a picture when you make it yourself. Bye bye.